Is the book How to Handle a Bully based on a true story, and are the characters real?
That's a good question. I like to think that writers are a little bit like thieves. We steal little bits and pieces out of people's lives. So there are no people that I know. For example, the teacher in the book, classroom, we had a teacher at my school who had a, but I know of some incidents that have happened in the book that did happen in real life. So they're not real true characters, but they're bits and pieces based on real life things.
We know from what it says on your Farmer Joe's Hot Day book that you were a teacher. Are you still? And if so, what grade?
Oh yes, I'm still a teacher. This is my 30th year teaching, way back at the time of the dinosaurs. And I have grade 2 this year, a wonderful grade 2 class in Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia.
There are some good jokes in the book, like the ambulance joke. Where did they come from?
Oh, I'm glad you like that. Some of the jokes are jokes I remembered as a kid growing up, but I have to be honest, some of them I had to look up on the internet.
Okay, I have to know what the joke is. Do you remember it, Tom?
It was, what do you do with an injured bug? You bring it to the ambulance.
It's a groaner.
Okay, Jada.
Have you ever done the butterfly life cycle project with your class?
Now, I guess you're asking that because there's a butterfly project in the book, right? And yes, my class every year raises painted lady butterflies. And we actually will be starting that next month. And we order in the eggs and we watch them turn into caterpillars. And within a couple of weeks we have probably 40, 50 butterflies that we release out into our outside classroom at my school called Baywoods. And just like in the book where the butterflies get loose and the teacher comes in and finds all the butterflies against the back window, that really happened in my room. And we spent all day trying to catch the butterflies. And you could go over to the window and just gently gather them up. Then they'd sit right on your hand and put them back in the box. Yeah, it was really cool.
Was that a really cool part in the book that you liked, Jada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Dawn.
You've been invited to our grade...
Go ahead.
You've been invited to present to our grade 3s here at FLB. Can you tell us a bit about the presentation?
Oh, sure. The presentation that I'm doing today is going to be on the bully books. And what I'll do is I'll explain to the kids what it's like when you first get an idea, and then what a writer does with that idea, and the steps they go through from making a plan, how to write the book, and a detailed outline, and then the first draft, the second draft, the 20th draft, and then I'll show the kids how you go about editing. And sometimes when you think something is really perfect, and your editor, who's kind of like the teacher, doesn't think it's perfect, and she sends it back what my work looks like. And then I'll show some little pieces of artwork and things like that. So hopefully there'll be something there for everybody, that they'll get something out of the presentation.
Can you tell us a little about what you will be doing at the Frye Festival? When as well?
Oh, okay. On Saturday morning, I believe it's at 10:30 to 11:30. I'm doing a workshop that's open for kids ages 8 to 12, and it's going to focus on how kids can use their own ideas and create their own books and kind of publish their own little books for other kids, or maybe family members or people in your community, depending on how great your imagination is. So hopefully it'll be lots of fun. Very hands-on.
Have any more, Doug? Nope. Okay. Can I ask a couple more questions? Because sorry, it's just my nature. So, what do you guys? What does it mean to have her here and to be able to ask questions of the real author? What do you think of that, Jada?
It's really cool, and we get to see what her opinion was on. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think you would like to be a writer? Are you interested in writing?
Yes.
Yes. And have you written stories so far? Yes, I bet you have.
In class.
Mhm. Mhm. And how about you, John? What does it mean to you to be able to have her sitting right here next to you?
I think it's really cool, and I like to be able to tell all my friends that they're all jealous. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really interesting to see how the author gets jokes and stuff in books.
You really like the jokes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that your favorite part?
Yeah. Sometimes it's funny that they're just plain groaners.
And your favorite part was the butterflies?
I like the butterfly joke because when I was 3, my dad always told me that one.
Oh, how does that one go?
Why did the boy throw the butter out the window? To see the butterfly.
An old one.
There's some good ones, huh?
Yeah.
And so, do you think you'd like to be a writer, John?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I'm already writing some short stories in class, and yeah, we do them on our laptops.
And what does it mean for you, I guess, to be here and to be able to speak with students that have read your books and that are obviously so enthusiastic?
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? This is the audience you write for. It's great to hear what the kids like, and they'll be very honest and tell you what they don't like too. But I have to agree with John. Right, John? Yes, that some of the jokes in the book are kind of groaners, and even I groan when I read them. But it's just nice to hear what the kids have to say and get a sense of their enthusiasm for the books, because that's what makes it all worthwhile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Contagious for sure. And was there anything in the book? She's not listening. Was there anything in the book you didn't like, Jada?
I thought that maybe they should have shown maybe what could happen to bullies if they were caught being bullied or something, or what the bystanders should do.
So a little more how to. That's a good idea. And what about you, John? Was there anything you thought was missing, or you didn't like as well?
Well, one thing, I don't think if someone's bullying you, you shouldn't put a caterpillar on their nose.
That's what they did in the book?
Yeah.
You don't think it's a good approach?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I know the people my principal wouldn't be too impressed with that.
And what were you going to say, Jada?
That isn't the best way. If it's a bully, don't make it matter. That would just.
What would you guys do if you were being bullied? Jada, what would you do? What's good advice?
Don't put caterpillars on their nose.
Okay, so that's a good starting point. Gotcha. And how about you, John?
Well, if I was at school, I'd tell a teacher, and if it was somewhere that's not school, I'd tell an adult or my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think to hear that? Does that give you some more ideas, Nancy?
Oh, I think that's great advice, but sometimes people don't always do what they're supposed to do, and that's why it's that way in the book. It's not a good choice to put a caterpillar on the bully's nose, but sometimes we make bad choices, and then you have to live by them, and that's what happened in the book.
Yeah, it makes for a more interesting plot, I'm sure. Okay, anything else we want to add? Anybody? Jada?
Not
No.
really.
John? Nancy? Dawn? No? Everybody's good? Okay. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Very good.